Well, I was right and I was wrong. I was right in the sense when I predicted, I had said WrestleMania will end up in Saudi Arabia one day. I was wrong in the timing. I had said not next year and not the year after. I was thinking, maybe 2030, 2029, something like that. Wow. We are getting it a lot sooner than I expected. But nonetheless, it was inevitable. With TKO, with Turkey Al Sheikh, it was inevitable, man. It was gonna happen. Do I like it? No, not really. I mean, in all reality, if you're gonna have WrestleMania across the pond, there's other places, in my opinion, that would make more sense. Now, it would make more sense because of the the fans and things of that nature, right? The history with so many fan bases, from so many places, man. Places in Europe and like Ireland and France, but Saudi Arabia, I knew they were probably going to get first dibs. I just didn't think it was going to be this soon. I didn't think it was going to be so soon. And but like I said, it was inevitable. It was going to happen. So whether it's later, whether you just kick the can down the road, or whether it's next, it really doesn't matter, because it was going to happen anyway. Now, does it bother me to the fact where I'm like, boycotting? Of course not. Of course not. Of course not. Okay, it's TKO, man. Turkey Al Sheikh. He's all up in the business. He's there. He's got the money. It had to happen. There's some people that are ticked off. There's some people that really don't care. And there's some people that are truly defending it. Like I said, do I care? Do I care in the sense where it's like, man, I'm not going to watch that WrestleMania? No, of course I'm going to watch it. Of course, I'll be pumped for it just like any other WrestleMania. All right? They got the money, and there you go. It was going to happen. So, we're going to Vegas for WrestleMania next year, right? Since they scratched the whole New Orleans thing. Let's see, man. Let's see what they do in Saudi. Because we know whenever they have events in Saudi, they go big, man. Good gosh. We're going to have the Royal Rumble in Saudi next year. So that's going to be a pretty big deal. They already had, if you guys remember, they already had a Royal Rumble there. I don't know if it was I don't know exactly where it was, but it was there. It wasn't the original Royal Rumble. It was called the greatest Royal Rumble of all time or something like that. It had 50 competitors. Man, damn, I wonder how other places feel, right? That have had that hardcore fan base show up every time and delivered, man. I wonder how they feel, man, to not get WrestleMania. At least not yet. At least not yet. At some point they'll get a place like London and things like that. At some point they'll go ahead and they'll get a WrestleMania. Unless they just keep on doing Clash at the Castle at those places. But in reality, like I said, if there's some places that have earned it, WrestleMania that is, I could think of a few places outside of Saudi Arabia first. But nonetheless, that's where it's going to be at. So, oh well, so be it. What's your guys' thoughts of WrestleMania being in Saudi Arabia? Obviously, it's going to be at some odd, weird time for us over here. So, we'll see how that works out, man. But what's your guys' thoughts? WrestleMania in 2027 will be in Saudi Arabia. You guys let me know. Cholo Trucker Wrestling Rehab. Shout out to all the junkies. Catch you guys on next one.